2, 1, and we are live. What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Vinny Costa. Off screen, we have Greg Acosta, my co-host, and today we are visited by Mr. Brandon McCray. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, dude. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show is because every time we talk about anything, it's always a good time, man, whether that's cars, music, culture, whatever. It's always a good time talking to you. So I knew I had to have you on the show. Plus, you're in-house, which makes things even easier. Brandon, you work within Power Automedia under the Alloy Studios umbrella. For our viewers and listeners at home, can you kind of explain your role?
Yeah, I mean, so the day-to-day is probably making some white label videos for the variety of clients that we work with. And then also, we're offering this new content we're putting out on YouTube and stuff, this brand new stuff for Horsepower Wars. So I'm behind the scenes on Horsepower Wars and 10K Challenge, and we're out there in the dirt for the Junkyard Challenge and stuff like that. So it's been really cool to put out this kind of stuff, and we're having a good time doing it, frying tires and breaking stuff. So It's been cool. If people watched Ellis versus Coyote, I was the guy out there on the ground helping the engines get put together. And
so for our viewers at home,
it's his fault. He broke it all.
What's that?
I said it's Brandon's fault. He broke it all. He's the reason the LS broke.
I did. I probably was the person overspinning all the superchargers, trying to put everything on kill.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of mixed feedback in the comments and stuff. A lot of people like lambasting choices that teams make and things like that. But I mean, all engagement is good engagement, right? So as long as people are watching.
Yeah, I mean, to the builders and all the enthusiasts out there, like there's so many different ways to build a car the right way, the right way. Right. So, we could do it our style, and then there could be 6 other ways to do it, 5 other cams to put in there.
Every internet, everybody has a soapbox now, and so everybody thinks they know how to do it the right way. And I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat, so. But yeah, so if you guys are fans of Horsepower Wars and any of its iterations, whether that's 10K drag shootouts, Pony Wars, or Junkyard Challenge, Brandon's the man on the ground. He's the one making it happen. There's a lot of people involved, but he's the guy behind the camera and then back here in the office putting everything together for you guys.
Yeah, it couldn't happen without my team, though. We got an amazing team here, and I'm just lucky to be one of the people that gets to point my finger at stuff. And
definitely, man. Well, you got the eye, and so I certainly wanted to have you on. You're an enthusiast first, which makes you really good at your job, and so I wanted to have you on and talk about some things that you have going on. What are you working on right now? What can people keep an eye out for?
Let's see. Project-wise, we're wrapping up the finale of 10K. The boys are on that. I'm kind of off of that now. At this point, they just have to cut it.
Right.
What else do we have going on? We put out a bunch of cool little commercial spots. Actually, matter of fact, keep an eye out for a commercial that might be on network TV from Original Parts Group.
Cool.
We might have something on network TV.
Well, can I mention? Is that the?
You can talk about the Cadillac.
Yeah. Is that the Caddy thing?
The Caddy one's already aired. Yeah, that's been on. If you see CTSVs and ATS is sliding around on TV for OPGI, yeah, we did that.
So you're a fan of the CTSV?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
CTSV, yeah,
we got
it's on my list.
We got something for you, Brandon.
It's on my list.
All right.
Not the Gen 1, though.
All right.
The Gen 1,
all right.
They break all the time, man. I don't know why,
But so that's exciting stuff, man. When is the finale set to air?
I need to check on that. I don't want to say the wrong date on the podcast, and everybody's pissed off because it's
But it's coming soon, within a couple weeks.
Yeah, within the next couple weeks it'll be
okay.
Out.
All right. Excellent, man.
In the meantime, make sure you go watch, the old episodes of the previous season.
You got to catch up. So during this whole process of this last season of 10K, what surprised you the most, and what was the most fun part, aspect of shooting the whole thing and editing all of it?
Man, well, okay, bringing back Team Biggin, to defend the championship was really cool.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see those guys again because we spent so much time with them on the first season. Everybody, once they get comfortable around the camera, it just becomes a bunch of homies. And you have a lot of your friends out there building cars. So it was nice to see all the boys come back to go after it again. But for that show, man, this season, dude, the craziest thing, and I think a lot of people probably already know, was the cars burning down, dude. That's just stuff that you can't plan that.
You can't factor that in. I mean, dude, that was insane. I remember when it happened, it was oh no, how is that going to affect, you know, the entire show? Are we going to be able to finish? Like, what's going to happen? I think that you guys came up with the best solution possible. It was a really creative solution, and bringing everybody back in, rebuilding the cars. Dude, the show goes on.
It has to.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see that race.
Exactly.
But to see the cars in that condition, the way we got the news, like seeing it literally on the news was a shock, man. Like, it's like kind of seeing like one of your, you know, pet get hurt or something.
Yeah,
like
right.
You know?
That's brutal, man. Yeah, because that's your guys' baby. You know, you put so much time and effort into crafting the show, and then, you know, something as something like shipping, you know, like
as simple as a freight or, you know, shipping a car across the country just goes so wrong.
Well, for those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, 10K drag shoot. Where can they look it up on YouTube, Brandon? What's the title? Just
go to our Power Automedia YouTube page, and it's sitting right there on the homepage. Or you can go to horsepowerwars.com.
Right. Get spun up, watch the last few episodes, and you'll see what we're talking about. But long story short, some vehicles that were involved in the challenge got a little burnt. And when I say a little, that's a drastic understatement. But that's really exciting, Brandon. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Our viewers will certainly tune in for the season finale.
Please.
But you know, that brings me to another point. Like, so you have like this deep understanding of automotive culture, and that's what makes you so great at your job, and that's what gives you this eye to capture, you know, enthusiasts at work. And I know you and I have some projects going on right now. Why don't we talk about those?
Okay.
So let's start at the very beginning, because we're working on something. We're working on your dad's car.
Yeah.
Right. But this isn't his first hot rod. This isn't your first hot rod. Take me back to little Brandon. Take me back to the very beginning.
Oh boy. Oh, I mean, you know, it all starts in California, of course. You know, we're like one of the main hubs for aftermarket automotive and hot rodding and stuff like that. So growing up in Los Angeles, it was all about cars. You know, we would cruise Crenshaw and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So cars was part of the lifestyle. And my mom was in like a car club. She was in a damn Pinto car club.
No way. That's awesome.
Had like this whip antenna on it and stuff. Yeah. And then my dad, the car that I remember was his 82 Corvette. Yeah. And it had a rat motor in it. And the car was really, really fun. Yeah. And I used to, you know, it's back in the day, it's like the 80s. So I could ride around in the front seat standing up and see everything out of the car, you know. And I remember one day, dude, one of the memories just branded into my brain was we're cruising around like Hawthorne or Glendale or something like that. And man, a light to light altercation went down, dude, you know?
Yeah, man.
And so he told me to sit down. And I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Sit down. Yeah. This red Nova had rolled up next to him. And I figured it out real quick. Sat down,
it's about to go down,
dude. And that light went green, man. And those boys went for it. Yeah. And I will never forget it.
Brandon's first street race,
dude. Right there with Pops, you know.
That's awesome, man. And his 82 Vet had a rat motor. That's like, I imagine that was happening a lot back then because they had those like choked fuel. Right. That was like the first year.
They had a smog motor in there.
Yeah. Well, so 82 would have been it's a C3 last year, the C3, but it had probably had a 350 with fuel injection, the Crossfire fuel injection that everybody hated it. So that's crazy that he got rid of it and put a big block in there. That's awesome.
He bailed that thing like real quick.
Yeah,
put the rat motor in there, and it was cool. I mean, and not only my dad, like my uncles, you know, I got an uncle that's a big Mopar guy.
Okay.
Another uncle is in just regular hot rods. He's got some show winning cars right now. He's like working on a Merc right now also.
Very cool.
So it's just in us, you know, it's just like part of the game.
I know that you have a bunch of projects and I want to get to that, and you've had a bunch, but since we're on the subject of your father, what does he have in the garage right now? What are we getting ready to work on, and what are we going to do to it?
Oh man. So right now we have a 68 Mustang Fastback in the garage, 351 Windsor.
Yeah, buddy.
It's actually, there's some history behind that car. I mean, it's my dad's best friend's car. So we have a habit of doing that, buying our best friend's cars and keeping them safe. You know, maybe he has a son down the line that wants it or something, give it back or whatever. But it's sitting there right now, gold green. It's on some, some just little older weld wheels, you know, just like the basic ones with the holes. And I think it's time for some boost, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Time for some boost. He hates the carb on it now, so we're gonna go fuel injection just like everybody else. It's like upgrading to fuel injection. And we're gonna try to throw a couple pounds at it.
It's a logical upgrade just for drivability's sake. It's a gorgeous car, man. I love that green gold.
Thank you.
But so we're gonna be doing. Viewers, keep an eye out for the forthcoming article. We're going to be doing the fuel injection upgrade courtesy of Phytech.
Yeah, shout out Phytech.
Yeah, so we'll be working on that here pretty soon, doing the install. Brandon and I will probably turn a couple wrenches together. That'll be fun.
Probably drink more beers than wrenching.
Yeah, well, I will. You have to install it.
I gotta finish.
But yeah, that's going to be an exciting one, man. But you didn't. I mean, you mentioned it in passing that you wanted to boost that thing. Yeah, Are you guys thinking supercharger, turbo? What's going on?
He wanted a supercharger back in the day when we first started working on the car. I remember 16 years old, like painting the engine bay in this thing, him thinking up all his grand ideas for this car. And here we are years down the line.
With like a Wyand Roots blower on top?
He did.
Like through the hood and everything?
Poking out the hood.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He's like over that now. I think he wants to just go turbo. I think he wants to hang a turbo or two.
Okay.
Depending on the depending on the situation and go for it.
Hey, Greg, what are those 351 Windsors? What kind of compression are they making?
Not much.
Yeah, so that'd be a good boosted motor, huh?
Yeah. I mean, well, I think a twin turbo Coyote would be even cooler, but
dude, but there's
I'm
a dreamer.
Yeah,
the 351's already butt up against the
the whole thing.
Shock towers.
I'm continually impressed by people who have early Mustangs and swap Coyotes into them, because it's like, dude, you got to cut out the whole shock tower. That's a big job. It's not like swapping an LS into a first gen F body.
It's true.
Just saying.
But that stock Coyote motor with some boost, man, just a stock one alone, they respond so nice.
You get that thing to breathe. Oh man, it's nuts.
It would be dope.
But I like the idea. Man, you should convince your dad to go back to the original idea with a Roots blower on top.
You think so?
Yeah, man.
The sound would be awesome.
Old school street machine, like stink bug it a little bit.
Era specific. Yeah, I mean, it's still got the old like traction bars on it. And
stuff. Man. Oh, man, that would be so cool. Don't boost it crazy. You need 6 to 8 pounds, something like that, and throw it on top. A big chrome Wyand, sticking through the hood. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Be sick.
But so that's an exciting project. Everybody keep an eye out for that. Brandon, we've been talking about domestics for a little bit, but you are, and I don't want to classify you, but some people might say that you're an import guy.
Yeah, a lot of people might say that. Yeah. And I mean, I guess if you own one, I guess you automatically become an import guy. So yeah, the garage has a couple Hondas in there right now, but that's not like the only thing that I'm interested in. So I mean, honestly, I got the Hondas at my age when I was starting to drive. The big thing, and like going back to LA and stuff like that, 5.0s, man. Everybody have Fox bodies. Yeah. But unfortunately, my cousins kind of like ruined some of that for me with some of their friends, because back in the day, people were high signing with 5.0s and wrapping them around poles all the time. My parents, I think they knew what I was into. Yeah. And when it was time to drive, they were like, I'm like, yeah, Fox body, let's go. Like 5.0, come on, I'll get an older one. And they said, no, Honda Civic. Okay.
So you got the middle child problem, because
so
your older one got to mess up, and then you got to learn how to do it right and boring.
Exactly. Some corrective action was taken. They thought they had figured it out, gave me a Honda Civic, said, there's no way he can get in trouble with this.
And now all of a sudden it's making 200 horsepower or something. And then
the hatch makes like 300. It's still slow to like some other guys, but but it was smack dab in the Honda era when everybody was street racing.
Exactly. So for the people at home, what do you currently have?
Okay, so I have a 1990 Civic hatchback SI with a little tiny B16 engine in it, forged internals, and then a supercharger hanging off of it. It makes we call it around 300.
Dude, that's nuts. In the Honda world, are you kidding me? That's insane.
It's enough to merge.
Yeah, man.
It's enough to merge.
Well, let's play the real question. What does that EF weigh?
Oh man, 2,100 pounds with the roll bar and me in it, full of gas probably.
And a couple boulders in back, maybe?
Probably, a couple boulders, 2,100 pounds for street purposes.
Yeah.
Can't say the real weight.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying like 300 horsepower in 2,100 pounds.
Yeah, it gets it.
Yeah, man.
You know, for a little car.
I've been in it. Wait, so that's the red one?
Yeah, that's the little red one.
Okay, that's the EF.
Yeah,
and then you have another EF, but it's a wagon.
Yeah, I got an '89 Civic wagon, 4-wheel drive one.
Yeah, that's crazy. When you broke that whole thing down to me, I was like, really? Like people, this is like a common thing now?
Yeah.
For everybody at home, Brandon, just tell us like how that's important.
So like, man, the drivetrain on this thing, people have been crushing these cars for almost a decade now. And then all of a sudden, I've been yelling it for years. 4-wheel drive. Try the wagon, the wagon drivetrain. Try it. Somebody should try it. Never happened. And all of a sudden now it's like the new thing.
Yeah.
So they're just basically when the front slip, the rear grip, and they're changing the game.
Yeah, but people aren't just like driving these things in the wagon. They're taking the drivetrain and they're putting them in something else, right?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. They're putting them in Integras, newer Civics like 92 to 95 and on up.
EGs, right?
EGs, EKs. They're putting these. They're doing these all-wheel drive conversions now, and people are actually making trailing arm systems and
that's awesome.
Everything for these cars. So it's been a lot of years. You know, wrong wheel drive,
full circle. Yeah.
And here we are. Some people are getting some hurt feelings.
Well, I got to tell you, that was like the biggest deterrent for me because I'm not myopic at all when it comes to cars. Like I like them all. You know, what I mean, I gravitate toward domestic, especially classic domestic, because that's what I grew up around. That's what I know. That's what I love. I like the fact that there aren't plastic parts on them, and there's a lot,
right?
You know, but with that said, I'm not gonna knock anybody else for being into something else, right? Like if you like Hondas, Toyotas, Nissan, whatever, like that's cool. There's a following for it. But that was like the biggest deterrent for me. I didn't want something that was front wheel drive because my whole thing was, I'm a high school kid. I get my license and I'm thinking, I can't do donuts in that. I can't, burn rubber in that. Like it doesn't sound like a V8,
Right. Doesn't have the sound.
All those things coupled together kept me away from imports for a long time. And then drifting came around, right? Drifting was like, started blowing up. And so of course I went out and bought a 240, welded the diff, started sliding this thing around. And so I really like rear wheel drive, light rear wheel drive imports. Those are cool.
Very fun.
But the only one that Honda's ever had, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a Honda expert, but is the S2000.
S2000 is the most relevant thing.
And that was they still command a lot of money. And so
kind of a funny wheelbase,
Yeah.
For sliding.
The F20 that's the
F20C, F22.
Yeah. That it seemed to be a really cool power plant, but I just was never in that tax bracket at that time. And now, like, I'll just get something classic. But that brings me to my next point, everybody.
Oh, boy.
And that's a new segment on the show called Automotive This or That. Greg, are you ready?
I am. I got the first matchup all loaded up. So I will. Are you ready, Brandon? I want to know if Brandon's ready.
Let's get it. I mean, I'm ready for a surprise. Let's go.
I'm just going to tell you right now, this is going to make you search your soul for some stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to have some new haters after
All
this.
right. So just a lead into the new segment. It's called Automotive This or That. Basically, Brandon, we're going to show you two cars. You have to pick this or that.
Okay.
But you have to justify your decision. And I'm not going to take any wishy-washy stuff like I like the color better. All right. Okay. It has to be legitimate reasons why you would take that one over the other. All right.
All right. I'm down. Let's go.
We're not factoring in. Should we factor cost, Greg?
You can factor in whatever you want to factor in.
Okay.
If you want to choose something because you think it has better resale value, cool.
Okay, good point.
And like no particular use of the vehicle or anything, because every car has a different use.
That's up to you, man. That's up to you. Yeah.
That's you, dude.
Yeah.
That's
so
all right.
With that, let's kick it off, Greg. What's our first matchup?
We've got a 69 Camaro and a Mark IV Supra. Go.
God.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, you guys really cranked it up this time, huh?
Yeah, we're starting out hard. Like,
yeah, man.
Wowzers. How much time do I've got 60 seconds?
No, let's say a couple minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I don't want any wishy-washy answers, man. I want to know why you would choose one or the other.
Man. Out the gate, you guys are gonna start me like this.
Yeah.
In that particular photo, I believe that's an SS, and it's probably I can't see, Greg. What does it say? What engine it has? Is it a 350 or
396.
Oh yeah, so it's the big block.
Big block.
And I'm reading that off of like an itty bitty screen, so I may be wrong. I don't know.
Okay. Honestly, I'm gonna go Camaro on this one.
Okay.
I just like everything about that generation of the Camaro. And I mean, the Supra is a great car, dude. Like this is a really tough one out the gate. I hope they're not all like this. I hope some of them are a little easier. But
well, you got the old school big block, and then you got the 2JZ. I mean, the venerable 2JZ, right? The one of the.
It's like the one.
Yeah.
But big block nitrous, that would speak to me more. I think I'm going Camaro this time around. Camaro SS is me.
So based on modifications that you would make, you wouldn't take it in its stock. Well, I imagine you would modify anything. You don't have to take it in stock form. You could, like Greg said, it could be your end vision for it and what you could do for it. So
I go Camaro, big block nitrous, let it eat.
All right.
Well, now I'm just going to throw this out there. If you were to get the Mark IV, you could be like a god to 14-year-old boys on Instagram.
The problem is with Hondas, you're already attracting 14-year-old boys and stuff. So I don't need any more of those. We need to be able to pull up in like downtown Temecula and like break some necks.
What about the rarity, right? So like everyone comments on, oh, the 69 Camaro. You go to any car show and you see 1,069 Camaros. The Mark IV Supra, not so much.
Yeah, I don't really,
No, you don't care about that?
Nah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm going Camaro for sure on this one. I'll pass the Supra.
All right.
There's other imports out there I'd lean on.
All right.
That was an RX-7.
Really?
Yeah.
An FD?
That was an FD, dude.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
I'm not going to lie. I got to side with you on that. FD holds a lot of power over me.
The rotary, though. You only got about 100,000.
Exactly.
That's all right. Dorito life, dude. That's
Apex deals by the dozen,
Yeah, just more Doritos. Just more bags of Doritos.
Yeah. All right. Well, Greg, we got his answer. 69 Camaro it is.
Going Camaro.
Right. So we have the winner right there.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
It's not the first time the 69 Camaro has won something. So
hard to beat.
All right.
All right. So if we're ready for the next one.
Yes, sir.
We're going to go E46 M3 versus, hold on, I got to get, this didn't stage right. 05 CTSV.
Easy.
Yeah,
we're going M over there, dude.
That's so funny that you said that.
We're going M. Yeah. That V1 did. Just drop the clutch one time, see what happens.
Does that seem to be the detriment for those?
Yeah, the drivetrain on the rear end or something is like no
is it
good.
Okay? I was gonna say it can't be the trans, especially if it's a manual. It's a T56.
Yeah, it's the rear end on it.
Okay,
they're like very, very fragile. And you know what? Honestly, guys, I mean, people are gonna freaking probably hate me for this, but I don't like the shape of the V1 either. Like, it's too narrow.
The second gen is a much better looking iteration.
Yeah.
And the third, oh man.
And I've driven an M3 before. One of my friends had one of those. A few of my friends actually have them now, and they just handle like. Whew.
People are going to be surprised, but this is probably one of the times that I'm going to agree with you, man. I had a buddy who had a E46, and I loved that car, dude. It was a 6-speed, 5-speed. Can't remember, but it was a manual, and it was just a fun car, man. It had the CSL wing on it. It had like the carbon roof. He did a bunch of modifications to it, and it was a really, really cool car. And I'm not a Euro guy by any means, right? I dig it.
I like those.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm just going to throw out there too that with the M3, you never have to use your turn signal again.
It comes with the game, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just drive like an ass all the time.
You can park wherever you want, however you want.
Double
4
park,
spots, 6 spots, whatever.
Handicap parking, dude. The world is your oyster, really. All right, Beamer owners, hit us up in the comments. That one.
So BMW wins that round.
Yeah. Good color too. Good color.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little surprised at how easily that won. But
yeah, dude.
I like the CTSV. Don't get me wrong. I do. It's cool. But Brandon's right. The first generation is not the one I would choose.
Yeah, I need that V2. If that V2 was next to that M3, game over.
Okay. And then our next matchup is going to be this one's a little different.
I gotta say, this is pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
It's gonna be an SVT Focus.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Right.
Versus a Mark IV GTI.
Man.
You're welcome.
Man, oh man. I have a friend that actually owned both of these cars. He had to focus on nitrous.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Are you thirsty?
Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, right there, right behind you.
Cool. Oh, dang. This is how you guys do it on the RodCAST, huh? Just beverages.
Yeah, man.
Cold beverages on the fridge, dude.
Well, we could have another kind of cold beverage after the show, but, until somebody starts sponsoring us.
Yeah, I don't think they're paying, so I'm going to sit this over here.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's all right. I'm going to go GTI.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go GTI for sure.
And justification.
I like the way that 1.8T sounds, and I like the way it responds to boost. The Focus, for some reason, to me, just looks like a freaking roller skate, man. Like, it just looks so goofy for some reason. So it's just not my taste. Focus is not my taste.
This is not my area of expertise whatsoever. I don't know hardly anything about either one of these cars. I know the Focus. Obviously, I know what everybody else knows, like rally heritage and stuff.
Yeah. The rally background is awesome. Like, they had the rally kit and the wing and stuff.
Yeah, which is cool, and that's probably the direction I would go. But the GTI is really cool, and I've seen some quick ones on the street.
Yeah, they can be zippy.
Yeah, and other than that, I don't really know too much about the engineering behind them. Greg, you could probably shed some light. You're a Focus guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, this would honestly, as much as I love the Focus, this would come down to what I'm doing with the car. If it's going to be a track car, road race car, the Focus wins, hands down. Yeah. Those SVT Focuses on the road course were just so much fun, whether you just, were bone stock or put 20 grand into the car.
What kind of motors did those ones come with? Excuse me, engines?
They were the 2-liter SVT version of the Z-Tech. So, dual overhead cam, 16 valve. They had the dual stage intake, which was kind of cheesy, but kind of cool at the same time. Had a really cool 4-into-2-into-1 header.
Okay.
Like nice brakes, great suspension. Interior was plush, not my style, but it was nice.
What was the original sale MSRP, and what's the resale value on those things like now?
Original MSRP, I couldn't even tell you because it was more than I could afford at the time, working at Starbucks.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I've seen them for as little as like $2,500 in pretty decent condition.
Whoa, the SVT version?
Yeah. There was one being sold by a friend of a friend out in the Midwest. And had it been any other color than the red car, I would have flown out there and bought it.
That's insane. Anything else with an SVT badge on it, the resale value is like through the roof.
You look
at 03, 04 Cobras. There, you could still get 20 grand for one in decent shape. Same thing with a Lightning. Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, Focus gets no love.
I mean, but that's the thing. There are some I've seen. Who was it? I think it was Tim Eichhorn was selling one. And it was in like pristine condition. I think he wanted like 9 or 10 grand for it. And that wasn't an unfair price for what that was. But I mean, it was like showroom perfect.
Still wrong wheel drive.
Yeah.
That's why it's.
But that's the thing. On a road course, that's not as big a detriment.
Right. It's a step on the gas.
But
yeah, and you can just point it where you want. And point and shoot.
Back to Brandon's point and his decision, the Golf. What would you do with it, and why did that ultimately make your choice? I know you said you're just not big on the Focus, so it makes it easier. But do you have love for the GTI, and like, is it something that you would seek out?
I'd be down. I'd be down to push one of those around. But that car right there, I wouldn't be trying to race it.
What would you do to it? Just make it all style,
just air it out, dude.
Put it on air.
Put that thing on air, some big wheels. Just do it like the Euro guys do it. Clean it up, shave the bay all crazy, where it's just the engine floating there.
You lost me, bro.
Yeah, that's how I do that.
What is that one GTI that's like a bunch of different colors, like the Harley Quinn or something?
Yeah, super sought after.
Yeah, the Harlequin. I actually, the only reason I know this, I'm not a VW dude. I just happened to get lost in a rabbit hole a couple weeks ago about this. Yeah, I didn't even catch that. I mean, I meant to do that. It was a test that they did, and they literally they had a whole spreadsheet so that nothing, like anything that had a yellow door had a blue hood. Like it was a very specific spreadsheet.
Okay.
And they didn't sell for crap. Like they actually reverted. There are some Harlequins.
What was the purpose of that whole thing? Why did Volkswagen do that?
It was a sales tactic. They thought they would sell.
They thought it was gonna be like a pink Cuda, and it probably did not pan out for them. Yeah. All right,
but next, now people want them.
Anything rare, right? Mm-hmm. Anything rare. But next
and one more real quick thing, so I can show off my nerdiness about this, and then I'll shut up.
Okay.
There's a way, if you take doors from and hoods and stuff with a certain color of Harlequin, you can make a car that was never existed just in that color. And I think it's the teal.
Oh, so you have to part out a bunch of them to create one solid colored car.
That's great.
Yeah. But there was only one color that you could do that with, and that's the extent of my Wikipedia knowledge. And
I'll show you Volkswagen, if you're watching, let us know what is the deal with the Harlequin GTI.
We got to do some research.
Yeah, well, or anybody who's into Volkswagens, let us know. What do we got next, Greg?
All right, next we have a 4th gen. Let me hide you guys. 4th gen Trans Am versus, and I'm sorry, I think this is going to be hard for you.
Oh
boy. An
SC300.
400.
We got to give them the comparable V8. Remember?
Okay. So with the 1UZ. Yes.
Yeah, because if you give them the non-turbo
1J.
The 1J,
1J or was it 2J?
It's a 1JZ, but it's non-turbo. It would just get blown out of the water. At least the what's the LS4 or what's the 400 have?
It's got the 1UZ.
The 1UZ.
Yeah.
And that one's at least making almost 300 horsepower. So comparable.
Now I'm just gonna pop in here real quick and put on my Engine Labs hat and how cool the 1UZ engine is. I mean, it is literally Toyota's LS engine.
It is.
So these are very comparable if you go real deep. But I'm gonna shut up and let him.
So don't rip us apart for comparing these two cars. They're actually comparable sport coupes with V8s. So Brandon, the floor is yours.
Man, you guys, you really, really mess with me on these, dude, because first you picked 2 red cars, and red's one of my favorite colors. The 2 cars in the garage are red. My dad is he always wanted one of these damn Trans Ams right here. And then I have a Lexus out in the driveway. I mean, not in the driveway, but out in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm. I knew I was going to get you. The LS400. I think so cool. Love that car.
Appreciate it. We would go, dang, dude. All my import homies are going to be like, who are you?
Dude, rear-wheel drive, 300 horses. You could turbo it, make more.
I'm going SC, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I just sell it to you right now?
I'm going SC, man.
I was trying to play devil's advocate.
Nah. I like the Trans Am. I like a lot of things about it.
LS1, bro.
Yes.
Right. Aluminum block.
Yes.
So would this change your opinion at all? Because this is something that Vinny and I talked about, and both kind of our jaws hit the floor.
That's right. Go ahead, Greg.
The Trans Am is 400 pounds lighter.
Ooh.
400 pounds lighter. I didn't believe it, and we looked it up.
It makes about 30 horsepower more.
All right.
I think the SC comes in at 290.
I don't need any convincing.
Okay,
I don't need any convincing.
Right.
The pig nose, dude, with the T-tops. I gotta reel that one back in.
Okay.
I'm taking that SC back. We're popping the T-tops off, dude, and we're letting it rip with the Trans Am, bro.
Okay. The fire chicken.
Yeah, that car is just. I do like it when you really weigh it between the two. Even the look, it just has such a more aggressive.
It's
look.
A very beastly looking car.
Yeah,
you call it the pig nose. I've always thought it looked like a dragon, like nostrils.
It does.
I give you that.
Yeah.
But dude, you put that thing on some sick welds with some skinnies, man, and it's a wrap.
Yeah, man. I honestly, and I'm probably going to catch hell for this, but I think this is a much better looking car than the Camaro of the same year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, the Catfish? You don't like the Catfish?
I do like the Catfish. I think the SS is a great looking car, especially with the SLP lid and the whole thing. It's a great looking car. But if I'm spending my money, I would rather have a Firebird of the same year, especially with the WS6.
You get it down low.
I agree.
What's that, Greg?
I agree. I mean, honestly, I'm giving you crap, but I agree.
I think most people probably would, man. It's functional hood scoops and stuff. They're cool.
It's a cool car.
But the SC, I used to own one. I had a SC300. I had a 93. It was a really cool car, but it was an automatic. The manuals are really hard to find. But if you have seen photos of the Japanese version, the Soarer, it's a much more aggressive looking car. Mm-hmm. It has like a kind of like a vent in the bumper.
It's different.
Yeah, it makes it look a lot different. So if we were to compare those two, it'd be a harder decision. But the LS Power and the Trans Am, it's hard to beat, man.
The Trans Am, man. I mean, it's just like it's the sideshow special, dude.
Yeah, man.
That's a great way to describe it.
The sideshow special. Get it out there and do some donuts, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I was at LS Fest, I actually didn't see too many Trans Ams. I saw a bunch of Camaros, as you can imagine. But the thing that surprised me was the amount of GTOs that were there. There were so many GTOs there, like, 04 to 06. And they were just blowing the tires off of these things, like literally. It was crazy.
Dang. Well, they're pretty good on price, aren't they? The GTO is pretty obtainable, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can pick up a used one for, between 7 and 10 and in, good condition.
Ready to go.
Yes. Yeah, ready to roll, man. 6.0, fucking 400 horsepower. So,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then one last little thing about this that's really cool about both cars. Both of those engines, both the LS and the 1UZ, have FAA certified variants that can be used in aircraft.
Really?
Like, yeah, we all know about the LS versions because, they're all over the internet. But the 1UZ, I found this out when we were prepping for the show, has an FAA certified general aviation engine variant.
That was a better matchup than I thought.
It really was. I mean, you killed that one.
Like, who knows stuff like that? Seriously.
The editor of Engine Labs.
Yeah. Only him. Only him.
Yeah, man.
Wikipedia. Like, let's be honest.
No, but I mean.
All right. So we ready for the next one?
Okay. Yeah.
How many more, dude? This is rough.
This is the last one.
The last one.
This will be the last one.
We did 5.
I could honestly own any of those cars and be happy and make something out of it, probably.
Well, without a doubt. Dude, you can give me a Prius and I'll make it cool.
Yo.
Yeah. All right. So this one's going to be kind of tough. And I know how I'm going to vote and why I'm going to vote, and it's not the most flattering. But we're going to start with a C7 Stingray.
Okay.
Or an Audi R8.
This one, I don't know, guys. This might be too easy, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
For me, it's very easy. Yeah.
Yeah. I go vet on this one. Go vet easy. Dude. Does it even need a freaking introduction? It's Audi product sitting there, man. I just
not an Audi fan, huh?
No.
Oh man, I missed the mark on that one, Greg. Dang, I thought he was gonna like the R8.
See, this one's actually hard for me.
Yeah.
I let my wife push the Audi.
Man.
See, here's my thing. If
you would look good in that car too,
it's being handed to me, like I'm not footing the bill, I'll take the Audi all day long.
Really?
Yeah. But if I've got to pay for it, it's going to be the Corvette.
Well, I like that vet, man.
Red too, with the black wheels. You can't. I mean, but to your point, Greg, for the Corvette has always had that stigma, right, on it, because whenever people talk about the Corvette, it's always preceded by, for the money, it's the best car, right? For the money, it's a great looking car.
Even with the new one, even with the new one.
But at this point, it's like. It's so much superior to these other cars that, like, even if you take the cost out of the equation, it's like it's still a better car. But I think it's always going to have that stigma because it's a domestic sports car that's not an exorbitant amount of money like a Ferrari or a Lambo.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. America.
I mean, honestly, the C8, it wouldn't have been even close.
Okay, let's break it down though. I mean, like style aside, and the fact that you just really like the C7 vet. What about like the engineering? Do you like better? I mean, I don't know too much about the R8.
I'll be honest. You sit in that R8, you go look at R8, you put your eyes on an R8, dude, and it does have like the European engineering element. Like it's very, very nice.
Yeah,
everything, the gauges, the shifter, everything like in it feels awesome. There's still like a little element to like a lot of the American cars that feel a little cheap when you get inside of them, or when you walk up on it and look at some of the details. It's like, why did you do that? Like the engineering side, I would say the European car has it locked.
Okay.
We're trying to get close, but yeah, the R8's got a beat on that side. Like it's refined, dude.
more concerned about going fast.
I just want to let it rip. I just want to fry some tires.
Greg, what do you know about the engineering behind the R8? What kind of engine's in that thing?
I'm not super familiar with them, but I remember there's
a couple options.
Yeah, they've got like the 10-cylinder and they've got an 8-cylinder. And I mean, everything is just ridiculously expensive. That's why I said if somebody else is footing the bill, yeah, I'll take the crazy, the crazy European stuff.
It's all-wheel drive as well, right?
They have an all-wheel drive version. I don't know if all of them are.
Okay, so it's an option to get all-wheel drive.
I think so. We need to do some more research.
Well, Audis are known for having the Quattro.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. But yeah, I gotta side with Brandon, bro. The C7 Vet is like possibly one of the most beautiful cars of all time.
Sexy, dude.
And in this instance, I'm gonna use that as my justification too. It's just better.
It's just better.
I mean, that's totally fine. I mean, that's why they sell them both when it comes down to it.
Greg, what was your justification? Why'd you say
my justification was if somebody else is paying for everything, I'll take the R8.
Yeah, but why though?
It's a supercar. It is a legitimate supercar. Whereas everybody looks at the C7 as a poor man's supercar, like you were saying. I'm not saying it is. But it isn't as expensive as the car. So
are you ragging on the Vet right now, bro?
No.
I mean, it kind of is what it sounds like.
No,
I'm just playing.
I get it. It's Tony Stark's car. It's Iron Man's car. The R8. It's a cool car. It is. But
it is. And they do awesome at those half-mile events when they, start building them up. I mean, just down the street, Sheepy Race, they work on them there and stuff.
Yeah.
They make tons of power.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's another reason why I choose the R8 if money is not an object. I go drive into town, I'll pass 2 or 3 Corvettes. I haven't seen an R8 up here.
Okay.
That's valid.
I mean, that's fair.
But now, like I said, we get into the C8, it's a different ballgame. Because that thing, you take money out of it, I don't care. I'll take the C8.
I just wouldn't be scared to work on it either. Like I wouldn't be scared to open the hood and mess around in there. The R8, dude, if you couple things go wrong and you might be footing a bill.
Should we have compared?
Nasty bill.
Do you think it would have been a bad comparison to compare the ZL1 Corvette to the R8, or is that too much car to compare to the R8?
I mean, I'd still go Vet.
Well, yeah, of course, but it would just make the choice even easier. Yeah, it's like, dude,
we'll have to play it again. We'll have to play this game again. Maybe switch them up.
Well, that concludes our game. Brandon, I think you did great. Thank you, man.
Hey, thank you.
I agreed with most of your choices.
hey, nobody took a swing at anybody.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Well, I knew it was going to be a fun one to play. You and I have played that before, just off camera. So if you guys enjoyed that, let us know in the comments. We'll be playing it again with some more guests in the future. But before we go, Brandon, let us know what to keep an eye out for right before we get off, and anything else that you want to plug.
Oh, well, I mean, first things first, let's go ahead and hit up the homie Wrench Mob. We got shirts.
Show people.
See it?
Yeah, right there. What does it say? Wrenching Club. Very cool.
It's got a variety of different tees and products. Wrench Mob, at Wrench Mob. That's one of my really good friends. Basically my brother, Jaron. Shit, man. Just the
Mustang project we have on the horizon.
Project,
Horsepower Wars we have on the horizon, among other things. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro. I really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah. Good times.
You guys know, as always, every Friday noon, tune in, Street Muscle Magazine Facebook page. Follow us, sign up for our newsletter on streetmusclemag.com. Also, enginelabs.com, Engine Labs Facebook. Check out Power Automedia and all of our titles. We'll see you next week. Greg, you got anything before we go?
Don't forget about Horsepower Wars, because that finale's coming up and it's going to be a good one. I was following on Speed Video, so I know what happened, but that's going to be good. Yeah, I'm done. Hey, I'm not spoiling anything.
It's going to be worth it, though. Even if you know who the winner is, the build-up and all the behind-the-scenes action is going to be worth it.
Definitely. Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hit us up in the comments, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Adios.